Today's keynote address is delivered by IVCC chemistry instructor Promise Yong. For 13 years, Promise, affectionately known by his students as PK, has been renowned for his ability, his gift, for teaching incredibly complex scientific principles in an understandable manner. Devanshi Patel, the 2020 Matheson Award winner, now a biochemistry major at Northern Illinois University, said Dr. Yong's organic chemistry course built a rock-solid foundation for the many pre-med courses she has to come. Ms. Patel said friends and fellow IVCC alumni studying engineering and computer science at the University of Illinois agree. Promise is one of the best professors they've ever had. Dr. Yong, a native of the Republic of Cameroon in Central Africa, earned a bachelor's in chemistry from the University of Buea and a doctorate in organic chemistry, photochemistry from the University of North Dakota. In 2017, Dr. Yong was a co-winner of IVCC's Stephen A. Chari Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence, and as such delivered one of the keynote speeches at the annual Academic Honors Banquet. Along with his inspirational and moving message, Promise shared his remarkable life story. It was one of the highlights of my 14 years as president. Please welcome Dr. Promise Yong.
Thank you, Dr. Cochran, for that wonderful introduction. It is a great privilege to be here, sharing this happy moment with you and the rest of the IVCC community. Congratulations to all our graduates in whose honor we are here today. A special thank you to friends and family who are watching and celebrating with us today. I am not here to tell you what you've never heard before. Success, kindness, failure, truth, and hope will be some of the recurring themes that I think you've already heard before and so many times. I'm just here to tell you in a different voice. As this day came close and I started reflecting on what to say, I recalled a conversation I had with a childhood friend of mine on December 27th, 2020. That conversation was centered on our academic success. We met in my hometown in Cameroon while I was home to join my family to celebrate our dad's 100th anniversary. We had not met since we separated from high school, and he is now an economics professor at a university in Pennsylvania. As we engaged in a very exciting conversation about our backgrounds and how far we have come, I realized striking similarities and the tremendous impact our families, our parents, our teachers, and the environment had in our upbringing. If you are like me, who lost a mom at the age of 10, then you may agree that there are no appropriate words to appreciate a dad who stepped up to play both the role of a mom and a dad in your life. That taught me about love, respect, humility, unity, truth, and commitment to development and just being nice to everyone around. I feel blessed and could not be any happier that I had the opportunity to celebrate him in Thanksgiving as he turned 100. You may have someone in your life like that, without whom you will not be here today. It could be a family member. It could be a friend or a babysitter. Today, I would like you to take a minute and think about them. Thank them and wish them well. Like my childhood friend, I was not born into wealth. I grew up in a village called Bobong in Cameroon, Africa. With hope and inspiration from my dad, it was engraved in my mind that obtaining a formal education was the gateway to achieving my dreams. Dad was very successful at instilling in me a burning desire to pursue higher education. He made me to understand the true meaning of a proverb he used in my tribal language that says, meaning when the sun rises, it starts from tree canopies. To him, high unemployment amongst educated youths in my hometown was not an excuse to not pursue a degree in higher education. There had to be hope for a better tomorrow. I had to be ready. Low cost and high quality typically don't go together. And I'm exceedingly proud to be a part of the IVCC family that does not only make that happen, it also demonstrates a tremendous focus on providing financial assistance and life-changing services to its students. IVCC has empowered you for the path you decide to take. I do not doubt that you are ready for the new adventure. Whether you are transferring to another institution, or graduating with a certificate to join the workforce, or simply sharpening your tools to meet the demands of today's Android generation, I believe you are ready. And to all my students, past and present, from whom I never cease to learn, I say thank you. Thank you for the real-world experiences you brought into my lectures. I have nothing but gratitude for how you enriched my personal and professional life. It may not have been easy for you to get to this day. You worked hard to overcome the challenges that posed a significant threat to your potential to succeed. I remember that single student in my class who missed her second exam because she had no babysitter. I remember the A student from Granville who suffered a breakup in his relationship and almost failed my class. The student in my 9 a.m. class who always slept throughout all my classes because she had to work 2 jobs to keep the family going. I remember the student who always asked for extension on quizzes because the Wi-Fi at grandma's house wasn't working good enough. It is still fresh in my memory, and I think in your memories as well, how the frustration from lifestyle changes brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a student in the past to break down in my class. In my teaching career that spans over 20 years, I have seen the bad and the ugly. In all of these, I want you to remember the non-traditional student who randomly arrived to my chemistry class in 2009 after losing his job due to the recession. He never had chemistry in his entire life and did not believe he was good enough for school. He had a family and issues like every one of us, but he worked hard, took more chemistry classes, and surprised himself with good grades. 3 years ago, I remember this student called me to report to me that he was now a proud holder of a master's degree in chemistry. And then he went further to ask me if there was an opening in our chemistry department. What a great day for me. What an amazing moment. It was very exciting and a rewarding moment for me because one dream had come true. Challenges are never the same. Neither is our reaction to them when they show up on our doorsteps. No matter the route you took, what matters is that you have arrived this point. I went to school on bare feet, lost my mom at 10, dropped out for a year after my high school due to financial difficulties. And the list goes on. But guess what? I am here today, and it is all that matters. There is an African proverb that puts it even better. No matter how big or small your boat might be, what matters is that it splits into two. The ultimate goal has been reached. Be contented, celebrate, and move on. Dear graduates, celebrating success today is really a tribute to how well you handled failure yesterday. I'm sure you've encountered failure in different shades and colors. As you leave IVCC, be prepared to fail many more times. Your promotion at work may be denied. The scholarship you applied for, you may not qualify. It feels bad. I am far too familiar with feelings of not being good enough. And at such times, I express my frustration through an African proverb in my tribal language that says, "Ajwajung alum kola wiamuntuang." And that actually means that there is no good thing, there is no harvest on my own branches. No good fruit bears on my own branch. So I seem to think that nothing good can happen to me. So when failure comes, a sense of hopelessness and feelings of helplessness are at work. Lack of supportive relationships, low self-esteem, making comparison to others, and unrealistic expectations are some ingredients to fuel failure or to actually make you succeed at failing. Avoid them. When failure comes your way, how you deal with it makes the big difference. It is okay to accept a certain level of responsibility. Look into the famous people that have failed before. And you would realize that they failed too many times along the way. Movie actors got rejected. Politicians ran their campaigns and never won. And you have business owners that got turned down for deals. But what did they do to bounce back? What can you learn from their experiences so that these failures can become life lessons and not lifelong burdens? I arrived North Dakota for grad school in January 2003, moving from an average of 75 to 80-degree weather into a winter weather. That took me by surprise and sent me running helter-skelter for shelter in the baggage area, trying to hide from the cold. The path to a doctorate degree in organic photochemistry was never easy as well. My research project continued to fail for my first 2 years in grad school. I felt like failure. I felt like my entire career was going down the drain. One day I got up with strong faith and decided that failure in research was not how my story will end. We decided to investigate further into the undesired results I was getting. This gave me an opportunity to learn new skills and different analytical techniques, resulting in a peer-reviewed publication. A lack of success had challenged me to get out of my comfort zone and reach for success. My challenge was indeed a disguised opportunity. The COVID pandemic has brought unprecedented challenges to your family and mine. And on the flip side, it has given me an opportunity to teach online classes and to develop course material that will be useful when life goes back to normal. Treat life like research, where failure does not only help you build resilience, it also helps you find opportunity. When the opportunity presents itself, don't sit on it. Act on it. Do something about your situation. Take risk. Get out of your comfort zone. Stop complaining. Stop procrastinating. And go for it. President Obama once put it in this way: our destiny is not written for us, it is written by us. While out of school, I did not sit back at home complaining or blaming. I volunteered for a bread vendor at a bus station and did any odd job I could find to get life going. One day I met a family friend who handed to me an application form for the University of Boyer. My life changed from that moment. An opportunity had presented itself, and I seized it. That one random act of kindness was all I needed to become who I am today. As you graduate and move on, I would like to share with you a few lessons from my experiences, most of them from my dad, blended with some information from a book I read called The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. You can take them with you in the direction of your dreams. First, be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Always use your words to uplift, to make people feel good, and to give them comfort. My dad taught us to make truth our religion. And if you take it from Voltaire, everything truthful need not be said, but everything said must be truthful. Second, don't take anything personal. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say or do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. People who don't like you and say things about you are only revealing the things they hate about themselves. It is not about you. They don't know you. 3, develop an intimate relationship with hope and hang on to it for its dear life. Instill hope in those who have lost it and nurture it when you find it. With hope, you can achieve anything. Do not try to please everyone. Somebody once said, I don't know the secret to success, but I do know the secret to failure, and that is trying to please everyone. 5, be mindful. There is not enough progress in our world today to ensure that certain courtesies are equitably extended without bias to women, without bias to how you worship, without bias to whether you sit on a wheelchair or walk with a white stick. without bias to your skin color or where you come from. Sometimes I worry about whether or not my 3 boys, Yanis, Ankini, and Bemse, will always get the same benefit of doubt like everyone else in their future communities. At any instance, strive to be a good example. When you are outraged, stay engaged, never quit. Dear graduates, once you go out there, you will face competition. There will be many like you with good GPAs. How well you perform shall depend mostly on the stuff that you learned in kindergarten. I read a book by Robert Fulham. All I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. Wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup? Roots go down and the plant goes up, and nobody really knows how and why, but we are all like that. Now, dear graduates, think what a better world it would be if all of us, the entire world, had cookies and milk at 3 p.m., then lay down with our blankies for a nap. Or if all our governments had as basic policy to put things back where they found them and to clean up their own mess. Distinguished graduates, as you go into the world, I would like you to remember the motto of my high school, JHS Fundong, that says, the heart of education is the education of the heart. How you conduct yourself in the pursuit of your dreams should bear witness to the outstanding commitment of IVCC to engrave its core values on your hearts. May your accomplishments, actions or inactions, be a living testimony that no place so close can take you so far. What starts here at IVCC can change the world. Congratulations. God bless you.